welcome to Great Day Live. I'm Janelle Martinez.
And I'm Allison Godlove. Thanks so much for joining us. Hopefully you had a great weekend. It's a big day for a lot of people
It is
today.
such a big day, the first day of school for so many kids in our area, so they're probably so nervous.
I know, and excited and nervous, and parents are excited and excited.
I know. I passed an elementary school on my way in, and it was so fun this morning watching them all walk to class with their parents. And one of the little kids, you could tell he was in kindergarten because he had a big sign with his name on it.
Oh, cute.
And he was looking up at his big sister just with the biggest smile on his face. It was so cute.
And when you see little kids in their big backpacks,
oh my God,
you're like, oh,
yeah, I
so
love it.
sweet.
I could watch that all day.
And doesn't it take you back to like when you were starting school?
I still
the
remember.
First day? Oh yeah.
Not being able to sleep the night before because you're nervous. So
and everything was new. You had a new backpack and a new lunchbox and all of that. So we have our first day photos, so we wanted to share them with you guys.
Yeah, okay.
So this is
look
me,
at you. Oh,
first day of kindergarten, and that was my brand new Barbie lunchbox.
Look at that. It's bigger than you, that lunchbox.
I also was really short when I was in kindergarten, and I couldn't get on the bus.
What?
So my mom had to pick me up to put me on the bus because I was too short.
That's adorable. That is the cutest picture I've ever. Look at you.
Little first day of kindergarten, ready to go.
Those polka dot pants. Love it. That is so cute.
Those are the,
okay, so this is my picture. Look at this. Okay, it looks like I was raised in the olden times, as my kids would say. They were like, "Did you have color photos?" I'm like, "No, it's just really old." Okay, but look, we were going to Incarnation Catholic School in Town and Country. That's me and my brother. I don't know what grade we are in, but it was the 80s because look at that van.
Yes.
So that is a conversion van. It was red and black. And do you remember the TV show called The A-Team?
No.
Well, Greg does. Mr. T, there was a character called Murdoch. They rode around in a black and red conversion van and solved crimes. It was called the A-Team. So my dad put the M-Team on the back of our van with all our names. That's my brother.
I was going to say all the names are on the van.
All the names are on it. And we just loved it. I was not embarrassed one bit to pull up to school in that van. We loved it. It was so funny. But look at that car. I was going to crop out that car because it makes me look so old.
It's a classic.
I know, but that was my little uniform.
Look at your big old smile, just like you have now.
I know.
That's so cute.
I wonder what grade I was in. Maybe like third or fourth. I can't tell. But anyway, so yeah.
Love
so
it.
fun.
First day, such an exciting time. And then all throughout the week, different schools are starting and like going back to school too. So it'll be fun to you know, just hear all the good stories.
Yeah, my youngest starts school on Wednesday, so a couple more days of freedom. So anyway.
Yes, and then she's back at it.
Good luck to all the kids out there. All right, we have a great show for you today. Mondays are made better, of course, when our four-legged adoptable friends are here in the studio with us. We meet our pet of the week coming up a little bit later.
And the rain and humidity makes it feel like it's finally summer here in Florida. Coming up, we're going to get some tips on which plants are strongest for this stormy weather.
Well, the fall semesters are about to begin at Florida colleges, which means thousands of young women are about to start recruitment. The process, formerly known as rush, can be grueling emotionally, so it's important for a young lady to feel confident.
Yeah, so here with some tips on some great looks for your girls is Sydney from Serena Boutique in South Tampa. It's great to have you back.
I'm so happy to be back, and I love talking rush.
Yes. And you went to the Harvard of rush because you went to Alabama.
Yes, thank goodness I went to Alabama before TikTok, so I had no idea what I was really getting myself into, which I think helped with my nerves and my stress. Yeah. And it helped me be more myself. Oh, some photos, you can clearly tell it was 2018. Look at those edits on those photos.
No, I can't even tell. They look amazing.
I absolutely loved it. Roll Tide. And I feel like I'm well versed in the world of rush now that I've gone through it. I've helped many girls go through it, written letters, and I've styled a ton of girls for rush. So we're pretty prepped and ready to go.
Perfect. So I know, like at your boutique there, I'm sure girls come in wanting outfits because that's a big part of it. And the thing about rush is it kind of gets a little more dressy as the week goes on, and I think that's what's kind of confusing to some of the girls. They don't know where to start. So what would be like a casual outfit to start with?
A lot of schools are going to give you a t-shirt for the first few days. And they'll talk about their philanthropies, and they like you to wear either a nice short or a skirt. So I have a few options here. They try to tell you to stay away from denim, but white denim is usually an exception. So
I think so.
If you like to have a good length white denim skirt, you don't want anything too short. Even something fun and different, like a little knit skirt. And a lot of times you don't want to do too much color or pattern, but we do love for our girls that are a little bit more out there and a little bit, you know, like something a little funky. I love this skirt. It kind of dresses up the t-shirts a lot
and I think you have to show your personality because that's how you find your place.
That's how you found your group. So, and then as you kind of go on, we're going to go classier. also make sure that it's all respectable, nothing too short.
Absolutely, yes. It's not the time to wear what you're going to the beach in.
Nope,
right?
nope, not at all. And I also think you can kind of step out of the comfort zone a little bit and do something similar to like a little matching set that you can actually wear and it'll look like a dress.
Oh,
as
that
long
is
as
so
the
cute.
skirt is a respectable length. It's super, super great
Those are really
and fun.
pretty colors too.
Yeah, it makes you
I
stand
noticed
out.
some Alabama colors.
Yes,
here.
I know some Alabama
Can you tell
colors.
I'm
I'm a
getting into the
gator,
game
but
day?
we'll
She's letting this
we'll let
slide
it
for 3
slide a
minutes.
little bit
Yeah.
for 3 minutes.
A lot of the FSU girls have been loving our little sets.
Yeah.
Yes, that's cute. Okay, so and I know, so you have accessories, so you can really kind of show your personality with
In that way.
accessories.
Absolutely. If you want to do a more simplistic outfit, I recommend doing some fun bangles, bracelets. Show yourself through those extra pieces. We also brought one of our favorite little tote bags right now because the
we pick
the
this up?
rush bags are a big deal. You have to have enough space to fit flip-flops, makeup,
that's great.
and all those other accessories that you might need throughout the day because it's hot out there.
I know. So you want to bring a hairspray, you want to bring an umbrella, you want to bring all that stuff. And I know at the University of Florida, they kind of leave the bag outside.
Yes.
So
So
you
no
just
one
want
needs to see it.
something casual that you can like walk around in, but keep all the things you need, a mirror, all that good stuff.
Fan.
Fan.
Lots of
Oh my
fans.
gosh, it is so hot. I don't know how these girls do it. What about shoes? Talk about comfortable shoes and what kind of shoes you should wear.
So now that that's a thing on TikTok, I didn't get to learn this lesson, unfortunately, but I would wear something like an easy kitten heel, something comfortable, wedges. Also, always bring flip-flops. We carry these really great Sol AC flip-flops. They pack into nothing. I recommend those for everyone's rush bags. But you want to be comfortable. That's the key. I remember there were so many girls with like injured feet walking. So be comfortable. No one's looking that deeply at your feet.
Absolutely.
All right, you did bring a model with you.
yeah.
So we need to bring in Ansley.
This
because we
has
gotta check
been
out this
our
dress. It's so
top
pretty.
selling rush dress. This is
my,
this
so
beautiful
cute.
grape purple dress. We absolutely adore it. A lot of girls have been loving this for the final round, which is pref. It's a perfect length. It's not too revealing, but it's fun and a little different. And this one, because it is high neck, you can do fun jewelry, fun earrings. And she's wearing the perfect shoe, a little kitten heel that's easy to walk with. And you're good to go. And more importantly, be yourself, dress how you would normally dress, and don't try to be someone you're not so that you're ready to go to the right house.
Yeah, that color is beautiful.
It's so
It's
pretty.
a
Great
good
going into
transitional
fall.
color. We're going to be
Yes.
seeing a lot of grape this season, so we love it. And let me tell you, no one looks bad in the color grape. It's beautiful.
Oh,
is beautiful.
I love it, and you look beautiful.
do.
You'd be
Thank
ready to go.
you.
Tell me again where your shop is.
So we're at 3310 West Cypress Street, over by Midtown in Tampa.
Perfect.
Can't wait to come visit. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for
You
coming
are so
by
welcome.
again.
Thanks for having me
Yes,
again, ladies.
of course. Great stuff.
And happy rush.
Yes, good luck to all the
Happy
girls out there. Yeah.
All right, so this sweetie right here is looking for a forever home. Coming up, we're going to introduce you to our pet of the week. How you can take them home. Stick around. It is time now for our pet of the week. Jessica Salmon from Friends of Stray is joining us along with Marco. Good morning. Good to have you.
Thank you. Great to be back.
Yeah, it's good to see you as always. Marco he's a little nervous. He seems like he's a little, just checking everything out. This is new for him. Tell us a little bit about him.
So Marco it is kind of funny that he's being so nervous because he's a real ham back at the shelter. Marco has been with us since he was about 4 weeks old. He came to us in May with his siblings. Unfortunately, they were in really rough shape. They were covered in fleas and they were anemic and had a lot of parasites. So it took a couple of weeks of intensive care to take care of him. While he was with us, one of his siblings tested positive for a feline disease called panleukopenia. Panleuk for short, because it's really hard for me to say that multiple times.
Got
it. Yeah, so it's a very deadly disease, unfortunately, and requires a lot of intensive care. Luckily for him, he was exposed to it, but he never did test positive.
Okay.
So we did treat him as though he did have it, just in case, so he got all the medications needed to help combat the virus anyway, but he never tested positive, and he's ready for adoption.
Yeah, he's ready to go home, and he's so sweet, and he's been real gentle and calm. So he's a good addition to a family.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
he's a lot of fun. So he's a little camera shy here, but he's a little bit of a hoot. He's really fun, very affectionate, has a little bit of an ornery side too.
Yeah.
It just has a really vibrant personality when he's in his home space.
Yeah, well, let's find him a home if you're looking for a kitten. He's a good one for it. I do want to talk about that, when we're talking about Panleuk, that's kind of caused a little bit of an issue, but everything is fine, and you're going to be reopening very soon.
So Panleuk has been especially prevalent throughout the state this year and last year. It's been affecting a lot more cats recently, and the strains have been a little bit more aggressive. A couple weeks ago, we had a few cats and kittens test positive in our intake facility. So we have our two buildings. We have our cat adoptions facility, and we have our intake and dog adoptions facility.
Right.
So we were able to quarantine the cats who were both exposed to and tested positive for Pan-Luc at our shelter. We did close down all cat operations for those 2 weeks, just so that we could focus all of our time and resources on the cats in our care, because it's very intensive. They have to remain isolated. They receive lots of different medications and require like around-the-clock monitoring to make sure that they are, staying alert, not being too lethargic, not getting dehydrated.
Yeah.
And it's very expensive. It costs about $600 per animal,
So that's why
which of course is worth it.
Yeah,
to
and
help
monetary
them.
donations are important for you guys right now. If
Absolutely,
people want to help with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we did manage to keep the virus contained to just a few areas in our intake facility. None of the cats that were at our cat box adoption center were affected, and we're getting ready to reopen.
Good. That'll be happening soon. But in the meantime, let's find Marco a home if you're looking for a kitten or you know somebody who is. Let's find him a good home. Thank you for being here.
Thank
and if
you.
you want to help out with any of those monetary donations, visit friendsofstray.org to find out how you can do that. Thank you.
Thanks.
What a cutie. All right, well, it's the first day of school, and if you're a parent, you know the weekday grind of dinner can be taxing. So today, I'm sharing my favorite and super easy weeknight meal. Every busy mom probably has a Crockpot recipe in their arsenal. They're super easy. You dump in the ingredients in the morning, and by the time you get home in the evening, you have a complete meal. So this is mine. It doesn't really have a name. It's sort of chicken, salsa, and a bunch of other stuff. So let's get started with what you need. Of course, you need a Crockpot. Then you're gonna need 2 cans of black beans. You need 2 cans of corn. You need some cream cheese. This is what makes it taste really delicious. And you need some chicken. I use about 3 large chicken breasts. You're also gonna need 2 containers of salsa. So the salsa is what gives it the flavor. So you really wanna pick a salsa that you like. All right, so now that you have all your ingredients, let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is throw your chicken into the crock pot. The next thing you want to do is add your salsa. I use 2 full containers of salsa. Each one is 16 ounces. Then you take your black beans. Let's talk about the cans for a minute. This is another time-saving tip. When you're in the grocery store and you're looking for your ingredients, try to find cans with the pop top. I know that using a can opener doesn't take a lot of time and it's not that hard, but this is so much easier. One thing you want to make sure you do is drain the black beans completely, because the salsa adds so much liquid that you don't want to add more liquid with the black beans. Then you do the same with the corn. And again, you want to drain it really, really well, get all that water out. Once you have all of the ingredients in your crock pot, except for the cream cheese, that doesn't go in yet, you're gonna cook it on low. I like to cook it on low because then you can get a good 6 to 8 hours out of it. So if you do it in the morning, you can take it off when you come home in the evening. But if you're in a crunch for time, you can cook it on high for about 4 hours. After it's cooked for about 6 to 8 hours, you're going to want to take the chicken out of the crock pot, put it on a cutting board, a really large cutting board, and you're going to want to shred the chicken. And then you're going to put the chicken back into the crock pot so it's still on low. You put it back in, and then you're going to add your cream cheese. I like to add, like I said, about 4 ounces. Then you let it sit for another 10 minutes in the crock pot on low. So that's it, it's finished. I like to eat it just like it is. I think with all of the corn and the beans, you really don't need rice, but you can put it over white rice. That actually tastes really good. My kids like to eat it with tortilla chips. Sometimes they scoop it out, sometimes they just crunch up some tortilla chips and throw it in there. And I tell them, however you want to eat it is fine with me, as long as you don't complain. And they don't. This is one of those meals that they can eat almost once a week without really getting sick of it. And that says a lot in my family. So I hope you guys give it a try. Let me know what you think.
I've made that before.
Yeah?
I love it.
Good.
Yeah. During these hot, rainy summer months, how do we keep our plants healthy? Justin from Costa Farm shows us which ones withstand all this weather. That's next.
Welcome back. back. If your garden is looking a little tired after a long, hot summer, now is the perfect time to freshen it up.
Yes, Justin Hancock with Costa Farms is here to help us out with that beautiful display as always. Good to have you here.
Thank you so much. Great to be here.
Yeah, we were just chatting about the fact this summer has been so odd, right?
has.
It's been like a drought and then it's raining and all of that, and so we really need good advice on how to keep all of our stuff alive.
You know, the number one rule I follow for gardening is right plant, right place. You know, make sure you understand your conditions. If it's sunny, plant plants that like the sun. If it's shady, plant plants that like the shade.
Okay.
You know, and that way you'll struggle a lot less.
And we're talking, that's outdoor plants,
Correct,
obviously, if we're
yes.
talking about
Yep.
that. So when you're saying shade and that, underneath your porch, outside in the yard, like we
Exactly.
really have to place them.
Where the direct sun isn't hitting the plant, that's a great example of shade. And here in Florida, you know, you might see situations where it's sunny in the morning, but it's shady in the
Yes,
afternoon.
I never know
you
what
and
to do with
that's
that.
partial
Yeah.
shade.
That's partial shade,
Yeah,
okay.
because the Florida sun is so hot, like I consider if it morning sun and afternoon shade, then it's more partial shade.
Okay.
But if it's afternoon sun, then I just consider that full sun because again, it's so hot.
So intense. Well, let's talk about some of the specific plants that you brought that we should maybe be thinking about putting in our front yards to kind of withstand this heat. Right?
Perfect. So this is heliconia. This is a tropical plant, has these really lush leaves and these really exotic flowers. As you
it.
can tell, it's a relative of bird of paradise.
Yeah.
And heat, humidity, a little bit of drought, no problem.
Okay.
You know, and if we get those downpours, it loves it.
Okay, and directs what kind of sunlight?
Yeah, you know, it loves the sun. It'll do some afternoon shade too.
Okay.
So if you have one of those situations where like half my yard is sunny,
Right.
half, you can plant this and get that continuous
Perfect.
look.
Yeah.
Okay,
This
great.
pink one, I am obsessed
Yes,
with.
I know,
what is
this
that?
is called
So
cucurma.
pretty.
Okay.
It's another subtropical plant. And this one is a perennial here, so if you plant it in the ground, it'll bloom all summer. It'll go to sleep in the fall, but then next spring it'll come up. Comes with purple, pink, or white flowers, depending on the variety.
Okay.
And this is really best for like morning sun, afternoon shade, or all day shade.
Okay.
Which is great because it's so hard to find sometimes a plant that will do well and bloom really profusely when you don't have a lot of sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's hard too with the flowers, you know, flowering ones, like you're talking perennials and
Yeah.
annuals and where to put those. There's a lot that goes into this.
I know, it's very confusing. But I guess that's why if you start with something that's, you know, native to Florida or native to our environment, it works out well. What about these right here? Would those go good in a flower box? 'Cause I have a flower box that's
Yes.
right in the sun.
So this is
yeah.
called
You never know
Mexican
what to
heather.
put. Okay,
And this is one of the best little plants for heat, and it tolerates drought like a champ.
Yes, that's
you
what
So,
I need.
you know, if it doesn't rain for, you know, 3-4 days, it's going to be just fine in a planter box.
Yeah.
And then in the ground, it can go a week, maybe more without rain.
Perfect. What is it called again? Is it easy to
This
get?
is Mexican heather.
Mexican
Yep,
heather.
And all of these plants should be readily available at your favorite garden center or home improvement store.
Perfect.
Great.
Love that.
So a lot of outdoor talk. Let's talk indoor plants because
Yeah.
you brought some of those as well.
All right, so a lot of people don't think about it, but indoor plants are perfect to put outside this time of year because they come from tropical environments,
More
and so
rules,
they
more
love
rules.
that heat, that humidity, that rain.
Okay.
And so, you know, something like Monstera Thai Constellation
I love this
is
guy.
just an absolute showstopper with those big variegated leaves.
Yeah.
And if you want your plants to get bigger too, you can put them outside for a summer vacation. They'll get more light, they'll love the heat, they'll love the humidity, and they'll just explode with growth.
Yeah.
And then, you know, in the winter when you bring them back in, they're that much bigger and more
Okay.
beautiful.
Man,
Oh,
I just killed
interesting.
one of those I had.
Yes,
Yeah,
I know.
just had to
You know, it happens
say
to
goodbye
us
to
all.
it.
Yeah, I know. I took an.
Not to you. It's not happening to you.
Yes,
No,
I took
no,
it.
it-
Yeah, I took an indoor plant and put it outside to water it for a little bit. Left it out there too long, and it did not do
Oh,
well.
so yeah, the sun is a problem. I
Yeah.
always recommend the indoor plants for a shaded spot.
That was my mistake.
You know, because
Good
it's
to
like
know.
us. You know, when we're inside all winter, well, a little less in Florida.
Right,
I grew up
yeah.
in Minnesota.
Right.
When we're
We-
inside, you know, our skin's not used to the sun. We go out that first day, we get burned.
Right.
Same thing with plants.
Same thing with plants.
This is why we have you here.
Right. What about the bottom? What do you have down here? Anything
So
that we
these
should
are a
point
couple of
out?
other Thai constellation
Okay.
monsteras to show how big they can get.
Oh, okay.
And then here, this is a Dieffenbachia.
Okay, which
and
one is
this guy right here.
Okay, kind of
You
hard
know,
to say,
and they
perfect,
are
okay.
so easy care.
Okay.
Indoors or out.
Oh, that's
There's
this
that
one.
big, lush tropical leaf. You know, great for a porch,
one.
a shaded patio.
Okay.
You know, just to give you that instant impact that you don't necessarily get with the smaller flowers.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Oh, I like
It's
this
beautiful.
one. Beautiful.
All right. Well, we certainly love when you
Yes.
come by. If we want to get plants from you, if we have questions about all those things, how do we find you?
All right, I'm available at costafarms.com is the website. You can
Okay.
send us emails. We answer all the social media requests. We have a chatbot on the website too.
Perfect.
So, you know,
That's where I'll be.
We're here to make you successful.
Don't give up. We're almost through the summer. Thank you so much.
Thank you. If you want to watch any of the segments again from today's show, maybe you want to see our Pet of the Week one more time or do some shopping, catch us again at 3 o'clock on our free 10 Tampa Bay streaming app. You can download and watch it on Roku TV, Fire TV, and Apple TV. It is time now for the GDL weather forecast. Courtney is joining us on this Monday to talk about the weather for the week. What a weekend.
Yeah. A little stormy at times,
Yeah, but
you
that's
know,
okay.
it was fine. I mean, it was hot, but you know, you're able to get out and enjoy it. Good
Yeah.
thing, because you know, all the kiddos back to school
I
now,
know.
which is, I mean, exciting. It's kind of bittersweet, you know,
Yeah.
like new adventure,
Summer's
new
over.
things, but. Yeah, summer officially over, at least in terms of school. We still have a couple more weeks until we get into fall officially here. But quiet start for them.
Which is
Didn't have
great.
to deal with rain. You know, if it was this time last week, it would have been a very different story for them. We had those really rainy mornings early last week. Not going to be the case this week. And this week does trend drier overall, which is great as the kiddos are kind of getting ready to go back. Heat's going to be the bigger story. I mean, look at this. We're already in the low to mid 80s across the area this morning, and it's not even 10 o'clock. So very hot day ahead of us. Heat index going to go into the triple digits most of the day today. And this is for the city of Tampa. I think some spots could very well reach that 107-degree feels like temperature range today. So really just got to make sure you're staying hydrated. I know some of the kids start tomorrow. It's going to be just as hot tomorrow. So just make sure, you know, they have all those fancy new water bottles and backpacks and everything. Just make sure that they have plenty of water packed with them heading back to school the next couple of days, because it is going to be a scorcher.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still sticking around. Summer might be over, but not as far as the weather for Florida, obviously.
No, absolutely not. Now, we do have a low-end rain chance today, and that's going to mainly be along I-75. So here's a look at 2 o'clock along the east of I-75. Manatee, Sarasota County, 2 of the counties that are going back today. Parents just maybe keep an eye on that, because, you know, kids might have to wait a little bit for those storms to pass, or maybe you could just go pick them up a little bit later today. So something we'll be watching for, but that rain chance very minimal. Here's a look around 5 o'clock for that ride home later today, this evening. Looking good, just a few spotty showers and storms. And again, rain chance is going to stay pretty low the next couple of days. Tomorrow, one of our better chances for rain. Of course, we have Pinellas going back tomorrow, so a few showers and storms possible for those earlier dismissals around 2 o'clock, and then scattered storms kind of stay inland throughout the afternoon and evening. Tomorrow wouldn't be a bad idea to have the umbrella with you just in case.
All right, that's a smart move. So our guest stuck around, so we're going to go back into Janelle. What's the question?
Okay, you have a question for Courtney. What is your question?
As a gardener, understanding the rain is super important to me. What does it mean when they say, like, there's a 25% chance of rain? And why is it that down the street it can be a 35% chance of rain?
Oh,
good question.
Yeah, that is such a great question. We get asked that all the time.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's when I say like 20% coverage or 20% chance of rain, that's why I try to say coverage, because technically we're looking at an area that we're forecasting for.
Right.
In our case, we forecast all the way up to Citrus County, all the way down to Sarasota County, all the way into Polk County. If I think 20% of that area I'm looking at is going to see rain today, it's 20% chance for rain today. So
Got it.
it's really more of a coverage rather than like your specific location. You have a 20% chance
yeah,
for
it's not
rain.
just about you in that forecast.
Right.
You got a whole
Everyone
lot
else.
that you're
Right.
forecasting.
Yep. If you see like 60%, that means more than likely 60% of our viewing area will see rain for the day today. So low in rain chances though this week. We're looking at only like 10 to 30% coverage of rain this week, which is nice. A lot of that is going to be kind of sea breeze activity. So along and east of I-75, our immediate coastline should stay mostly dry, but there it is, hot. Highs in the low to maybe even mid-90s.
Yeah,
this
try
week.
to stay cool out there,
Yes.
as always. Thanks, Courtney.
Thank you.
Hurricane season is here, and as most of us learned, living without power is a nightmare. So backup power matters here in Tampa Bay.
Brian Enriquez, owner of Suncoast Power Solutions, is here to help us out. So welcome to the show. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you. Nice to be back.
Yeah, such an important topic. And I want to start out with 50 years. You guys have been around a long time, so you know what you're talking about.
Quite the milestone for us. Yes, we're very happy about that. I'm second generation, so thanks to Dad for starting it. And I came in with more focus on the standby power system side of business. He was more on the electrical side.
Okay, so talk about Suncoast Power Solutions a little bit. Introduce us to that company.
So Suncoast Power Solutions is technically an electrical contractor that specializes in standby power. So when we talk about standby power, we're talking about generators, portable generators, automatic generators. They run off of gas, they run off of liquid propane. When the power goes out, they're there when you need them. Simple as that.
Yeah, and this, what you brought with you today, helps that happen automatically.
It does. So I'm here today talking about Cummins, and this is an automatic transfer switch. If you recall, last time I was on the show, I bought a full shell. Well, they're flying off the shelves right now. We're in the summer months, so my GM said, nope, can't give you a generator, but you can have this. So what this does is it goes next to the electrical meter, and what it does essentially is it just kind of monitors the power coming into the house. When the power is lost, it communicates with the generator. It says, hey, generator, turn on, and then turns on. This transfers power. You hear a loud click, and now you've got power again, all within about 10 seconds.
That's so wonderful to be able to have that and just that peace of mind that you get with a standby generator, right?
It is. And just the fuel sources of the liquid propane and natural gas, it just keeps on flowing, right? So, 2, 3, 4, 5 days is not an issue with these generators. They just keep going.
Yeah. Well, talk a little bit about Cummins. Why should we pick that brand?
Well, Cummins, right?
Yeah.
So any gearhead, anybody that knows the equipment industry knows of Cummins, Cummins Power, from the big rigs to just the generator side of things. They've been in business for quite some time now, and they make a 20 kW that is probably our #1 seller. That's very robust. The only thing about Cummins is it doesn't keep our service team in business, so they just don't break. Once you install them, they're here to stay. Minor maintenance is all you need to really keep this thing up and running.
That's great.
Yeah.
We're in summer season, of course, so we're talking storms. Hurricane season, we're talking storms. If somebody's thinking about getting a generator, can you still do that right now, even though we're kind of in the thick of it?
You can. So a lot of that depends on municipalities because we're licensed, bonded, insured. This does take permits, electrical, gas, building, etc. Some municipalities are a little bit quicker than others, but there's still time. But I always tell customers, act fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the great thing about this is it powers the entire house, right?
We have all options, so it can do that. The generators are from here to here, right? And anywhere in between. So if you want the whole house and you live in a larger house, we've got a solution. If you want, hey, refrigerator, I've got an oxygen machine, a CPAP machine, something like that, we can downsize it. It's a little bit easier on the budget and just get you something small to get you through those storms.
What if we don't know? Can you come out and walk us through what we need to do? Can we have those conversations with you to get to know what we need for our home?
That's why we're in business. We come to the house, free consultation. We'll come out, we'll size it for you. We'll tell you, what the cost is going to be, what size generator you need, and how long it's going to take to install.
That's great.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here and for sharing this with us. I mean, we need to think about this now.
I know, yeah. And especially with the storms having too, if you have one and you don't have power, that's when that inconvenience of not having power, we want to give you a call.
You never need it until you need it, right?
Absolutely.
That's true. All right, what's the best way that we can get in touch with you and have you come out and have this assessment of our home?
So give us a call, 813-829-0037 or suncoastpowersolutions.com. Very simple.
Good to have you back. Great to see you.
Thank you.
And again, to book a free consultation, you can call 813-587-2353 or go to suncoastpowersolutions.com. Well, if you're looking for a place that has a little bit of everything, today we're checking out 1983, a South Tampa restaurant serving up food and a whole lot of fun. Today, we are at 1983, the old location of Dad's right here in South Tampa on McDill Avenue. I'm with Karen Johnson, the general manager. Thanks for having us in today.
Thank you so much for coming. It's really a place for everyone, a place for families to come and be able to watch sporting events or spend time with their family. And it's a really great place to be able to come bring your loved ones, enjoy some really good food, enjoy some really good drinks, and just have a great time, honestly.
Yes, I know we can't ignore the elephant in the room because we have a whole game room behind us. This is just one area of the restaurant, but why did you guys want to put a game room in the restaurant?
Yeah, so 1983 is an ode to the owners. It's their birth year, and it's an ode to their childhood. They wanted to create a place where people can bring their kids and they can enjoy a sporting event, watch watch a game and have a place for their kids to be able to play.
I think it's amazing that parents can come here, watch the game on one of these, televisions, several televisions, and then the kids can go play. And I know you have some organized events too that happen here.
Yeah, so we have some really fun things going on. We have trivia night that we've started hosting, and one of my favorite things, especially because I'm a mom, we are doing like a kids social hour where it's all about them, right? Like they have discounted games, food, drinks, and it's all about making a fun place for them to be able to spend their time, and it's also allowing the parents to be able to take a little bit of a load off and relax and just have fun with their kids and build memories.
Yeah, so you have the gaming, we have this amazing patio, and I can imagine on like a Saturday or Sunday for football, this place is hopping, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's not an empty seat in the house, and it's a really fun atmosphere. It really brings it as like a place of community, which was what we've always wanted. So it's really awesome to see it all come together.
Yeah, and of course you have the main dining room. I guess I would call that.
Yeah, in there is really more. So it's really your cup of tea. Like, do you want to be on the inside? Do you want to be on the outside? It allows for that kind of flexibility. And in there, it's so beautiful. It's so spacious. And also, if you want to get out of the heat a little bit, you can definitely enjoy a cooler seat in there.
Yeah. Well, speaking of getting out of the heat, I don't know if that's a good segue or not, but I want to get to these martinis, right?
Yes,
okay, so
absolutely.
this is a martini flight. So tell me what we got here.
Yeah, so it's kind of like create your own martini flight. We have a lot of different options. Right here, we have our espresso martini, our dirty martini, our Cosmo, and our most popular lychee martini. You can also do a really fun lemon drop martini. They're absolutely delicious, and it's a really fun way to enjoy a little bit of our cocktail menu, and it's a fun thing to share with your friends too.
I love a lychee martini. You can't get these everywhere.
No, you can't.
This is a really good one.
Good.
Oh, this is already fun, and I haven't even gotten to the food yet.
Yes,
so
my
I'm going to go
favorite
talk
part.
to the chef and eat something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. We are here with Executive Chef Sandy to kind of get a taste of this food. This all looks amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, this is like a sports bar on steroids. I don't know, what were you going for with this menu?
We were going for like a party atmosphere, like shareable things. I like to personally graze.
Me too.
So I like lots of options, and I think this is the perfect type of menu for that.
Let's get started kind of describing what's on the menu. Starting with this pizza that looks amazing.
Okay, so we have a flatbread. It's a grandma's flatbread, crushed marinara on top, light. It's a nice vegetarian option, but then we're built on it. Like you can add pepperoni, like the works. But we make our own dough from scratch. This is our smash burger. So it's our grass-fed beef. We have 8 ounces, 2 4-ounce patties, and it's caramelized on our flat top and our cast iron. So good. It's one of my favorites.
You do everything, and then you do some sushi.
Correct.
Now, is that from roe?
Yes, it is. It's actually called the roe roll. It's an homage to the roe. But yeah, that's kind of a shout out to one of our concepts.
I love that you can sit here and watch a Bucks game and eat sushi, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's why, I mean, it's great because you can have a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
You know, flatbread or sushi, pretzel board, so it's awesome.
Okay, so let's talk about this pretzel board here.
Yeah, we've got our 83 mustard sauce, so it's a little bit on the spicy side. It's got a little kick, and then our hatch chili aioli.
Okay.
Our in-house made pickled red onions, cornichons, and then a brulee cheese fondue.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's perfect to
I
go
could
with
eat that for my lunch.
It's great with a cocktail or a beer.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so what do we got here? This is perfect for the kids.
Yeah, that's our tower. So it's our chicken tender and waffle fry tower, and then you get assorted sauces. You get to pick whatever you want. These can get tossed also, the tenders in buffalo.
Really? These are so good. I love these. I love a good waffle
Those are
fry.
our favorites, yeah.
So good. Okay, and then, if you want to be healthy, some people do.
Right. So we threw in a salad too. That's one of my absolute favorite. I go to that all the time. It's our chopped salad, romaine, Kalamata olives, chimichurri marinated chicken, blue cheese, the works.
All of this is amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting us in here. Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Love it. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Seeing a Cirque du Soleil show is already a very special experience, but when it has a Disney touch, that just makes it that much more magical. Here to talk about Drawn to Life, a permanent Cirque du Soleil show at Disney Springs, is David Rimmer. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for being here. And congratulations, 5 years.
Thank you.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, it's a great milestone.
Yeah, how has it been over these past 5 years? Because you've been there since the beginning.
Yes. The show is always developing. There's always things changing. We try to adapt to our audiences, make it fresh, keep it alive. So it's always changing. So in the last 5 years, we've done many different changes.
Yeah. So this is said to be an animation brought to life. Can you explain what that means?
So it's a collaboration between Cirque du Soleil and Disney, and it brings both of those worlds together perfectly. And it's basically a love letter to the art of animation.
Okay. And so how is Disney really woven into this performance?
There's many special small secrets throughout the show, so you have to come see the show.
Oh, he's going to keep it a secret. One thing that's not a secret, though, you're a part of the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So tell me about your role.
So I am one of the animators in the show, and partway through the show, I do an acrobatic act too, which is part of the surprise.
Yeah, that's really cool. So you're doing acrobatics, you're flipping in the air, you're flying.
Yes.
Yeah, have you been doing that your whole life?
Yes, since I was 5 years old.
Yeah? How did you get into it?
I did gymnastics first, then trampolining, and then I transitioned into acrobatics in 2011.
Yeah, what was that like, making that transition into a big show like Cirque du Soleil?
It's very different. You go from competitive gymnastics, which is you train and train and train, and you have the one big competition, whereas in the show, it's 10 shows a week and constant, and it's very different.
Yeah, and it really is bringing this story to life. What is it like to be a part of that?
It's really beautiful. It's really nice. It's taught me a lot about storytelling, and this show is really about storytelling. It's about a small girl called Julie, whose father leaves her an animation to finish, and she has to go on the journey to complete the animation.
Yeah, and the audience can interact as well.
Yes, yeah, there's lots of audience participation, and it's really nice.
Yeah, very cool. And there's some tickets. We can get tickets available.
Yes.
You're there year-round.
Yes, right now it's 25% discount for residents.
Okay.
And also $25 for children.
Wonderful. It's a great time to go and see it then.
Yeah, it's the perfect show for kids.
Yeah, and we're very lucky that you have a performance for us here in studio today.
Yes,
can you tell us what we're about to see?
Yes, so we've combined two of the acts from our show. One is called Animating a Ball, and the other one is called Garden of Lines.
Wonderful. We're about to see that right now. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Of course, thank you very much.
This is wonderful. If you want to get those tickets, check out the website that you see right there on your screen. Again, he mentioned those discounted tickets as well. You want to go check it out. So right now we're going to get that performance. Take it away. If you're on social media, make sure you like us. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Great Day Live Tampa Bay.
Well, thanks so much for watching today. Coming up on the next Great Day Live, it's the Pride of Busch Gardens. We take you to the New Ridge where the lions and hyenas roam.
And do you ever wonder what happens to lost luggage?
I do.
Well, we're going to tell you what TPA just did. A big donation and how you can give back to them as well. And this is maybe not what you would expect to happen to it, but it's a great donation that they did.
Well, good. I love our airport.
I know.
It's the best.
It's the best. It really is.
Have a great day, everyone.
We'll see you back here tomorrow.
The Great Day Live Kitchen is sponsored by Kitchen Saver, custom cabinet renewal.